Okay, here's a video of the very popular pec fly exercise, obviously known for developing incredible chest strength, but it has a sort of, if it's used wisely, it has a very good relevance to the someone with wing scapula who has struggles with serratus anterior activation, because it has a really good wrapping feeling. So when they get to that full point here, you can't really see it here, but from behind of her shoulder blades, they would have really flattened out, because you're encouraging this feeling of them to wrap around. A lot of people ask me, what do I mean by that when I say wrapping the rib cage? Well, you really feel it on this exercise, because it has to, you have to sort of really protract through the shoulders to be able to execute this exercise correctly. All right, so as much as it's a good chest exercise, it can be used for those people who struggle with push-ups and things like that, and getting rid of that wing scapula in the pushing action. Now there's several versions, so this is my preferred version, the standing one, much more functional. You don't need a very heavy load on these, very weak for the shoulders. Now the other way that I might do it is I might do it in a lying position, so on a Swiss ball here, and you'll see this is a lot harder than the standing one. Obviously the legs can't help you here, but the load, very deceptive here, because the cables are almost acting like dumbbells because there's a gravity feel. The advantage of doing this way with all the Swiss balls exercises when we're lying is that you've got this glute feeling. So the glute's having to push up, so there's this real glute feeling and abdominal contraction as well to stop overarching in the back. It's just different. You've just got no leverage through your legs to help you with that pushing action. So that's why you're always significantly weaker in these sort of movements, but it can be useful to help you. Now, one variation that you can really do that accentuates the glute feel is doing with a single arm. So when she comes out to the single side, this leg is really pushing up quite hard, all right? And the core on this side is trying to pull back, because the weight is trying to like tip her over to there. So she's extremely unbalanced. By having this hand here with the weight, it helps a bit. If I had no weight in that hand, it'd be even harder, because there's nothing countering it. But this is quite a clever way for anyone with asymmetries and like a favoured side, especially through the glutes, lateral pelvic tilt and things like that. These exercises are quite useful for working through that to create the symmetry that you're lacking. All right, so if I didn't have a cable machine to use, I could also use a dumbbells, and I'll show you that one now. All right, so here's our dumbbell version. So it's very much the same thing. In some ways you probably lose a bit of range of motion on these. I think the cable works better again. And with the same sort of position with the body here, so at that bottom point you've got to try and keep everything, like your legs from sagging. So you just want to stay in that, right angles at the knee. Be careful of the lower back trying to overextend. So you just keep the glutes on the job, but keeping your abs tight at the same time. So you've got this feeling here, and just keep level. And then at the bottom range, you can see that that's about where you wouldn't want to go too much lower than that. So quite light dumbbells. You don't need heavy ones. The elbows are slightly bent. Quite a simple exercise, not really very skillful exercise. It can help you, like again, sort of really working that protraction on the scapula there. And again, we could see the same thing with the cable, that single arm lowering and brings in the asymmetry. As same with the cable, if you only did it with one dumbbell in your hand, so that other hand not holding a dumbbell, it's significantly harder, just because there's a weight on one side of your body, and the only thing that's going to stop you falling off is the glute to push up and the abdominals to pull you back. All right, so quite a clever way to bring in some integration through the core and create that perfect balance with the hips and pelvis. All right, so I hope you enjoy that video, and we'll see you on the next one.